Boruto episode 63. Now, this episode was very much what a lot of people thought it was going to be. I think throughout all the episodes of the Chunin exam arc, I feel like this one was the most like a rehash. You know, the people that don't really watch Boruto, they think that this episode or this arc is going to be a lot like the movie, so they call it a rehash. But let's be honest, the Chunin exam arc in the anime is nothing like the Chunin exam arc in the movie. But I feel like this episode is definitely like a rehash, and it kind of warranted the word rehash, quote unquote, even though it was very different in a lot of ways. But overall, I think it was a good episode. It was something that we all expected, and I feel like it was something that we all needed. We needed closure about what exactly happened during the Momoshiki thing, and also it gave Boruto a rude awakening. I spoke about this yesterday in my preview video, but Boruto, he really had a character change in this episode. The big thing with Boruto is that he actually seen that his father, he kind of put his money where his mouth is, in terms of Naruto always says, I can't just protect you, I can't just be with you, you're just not my family. Like, my immediate family is not my whole family, the whole village is my family. And Naruto, he basically showed that he almost died for his whole village. And because Boruto's seen that, I feel like Boruto is just like, hey, I was a jerk back then. None of that what I was talking about was really warranted, even though Naruto was kind of being a douchebag to Boruto about missing him on Wadi's birthday. But let's stay on track. Boruto was kind of catching that realization, like, hey, I should have been much more nicer to my father. My father does have a lot more responsibilities on his plate that I never really understood, and now he understands. Now, this episode was very emotional. We've seen a lot of stuff. We've seen Hinata being injured. We've seen Mitsuki being injured. We've seen a lot of other people being injured. The thing about that is, though, Naruto kind of protected everyone from that blast. If Naruto wasn't there, everybody there would have been injured. You've seen a lot of people that were healthy, but there were still a few that were actually injured. And of course, the most important person that was injured was Hinata. Now, Hinata, quote unquote, fought an Otsutsuki member. She rushed into battle, and I was really disappointed that we did not see that fight. I will talk about that later, but there's a couple interesting things I want to talk about first. And one of the most interesting things being that Katasuke did not enter the portal, or we did not see Katasuke enter the portal. As you guys remember, the Dr. Kage, supposedly under a genjutsu, quote unquote, by Kashin Koji, remember, as part of the Kado organization, he did not enter the portal. Now, in the movie, he entered the portal. We clearly seen him and another person enter the portal, and he was basically there to show off his scientific ninjutsu. You know, of course, if his scientific ninjutsu takes down a foe that even Naruto and Sasuke can't beat, his scientific ninjutsu will probably be worth millions. So Katasuke obviously seen that as a ploy to get money. In my opinion, I feel like this wasn't the genjutsu talking. I feel like Katasuke actually did this for himself. But let's be honest, we did not see him go through the portal. But the thing is, even though we didn't clearly see Katasuke go through the portal, I feel like the anime would be so clever to say, hey, Katasuke entered the portal, but he did it so fast that the cameras probably didn't catch it, or something like that. Just because we didn't see Katasuke enter the portal, you know, he could still possibly be there. Obviously, there is a potential that he is not there because the anime is so much different from the movie, and I feel like if Katasuke is not there, it'll probably be a very good sight to see. Everybody viewing the Boruto anime would be pretty much excited to not see Katasuke, because Katasuke, he didn't help us at all. He pretty much helped Momoshiki. I'm not going to give you guys the specifics because I know some of you guys didn't watch the movie and some of you guys don't want to be spoiled all that far, but Katasuke really didn't help us at all. In my opinion, I really hope Katasuke doesn't make it. I really think that there's a good chance that Katasuke does make it, though, even though we didn't see him physically enter the portal. Another funny thing that I've seen in the series is that all the other four Kage, they were kind of questioning if Sasuke should actually bring Boruto, because Sasuke said, hey, I want to bring Boruto with us. I think he'll learn. He's my pupil, things like that. But the other four Kage, they're like, I don't know about that. He's like a kid. We're talking about Otsutsuki members here. We'll probably all die if Boruto gets in the way, things like that. But Sasuke was like, nah, I'm bringing Boruto, and everybody else is like, all right, hey, Sasuke's bringing Boruto. We can't really say anything against that, man, because, hey, Sasuke is the strongest person in the world now. If Naruto does eventually die, it's Sasuke by a long shot, like, let's be honest. So it was kind of cool to see them kind of fearing Sasuke. I'm not completely sure if it was that specifically why they were just like, hey, we're just gonna listen to Sasuke, but in my opinion, I just feel like they just bowed down to the newfound leader of the whole shinobi way and the shinobi world. That was kind of funny. But in my opinion, I feel like the most interesting thing that I took away from this episode, and it is something that has nothing to do with the storyline right now, Sasuke said that him and Naruto agreed to fight. Now, even though I know this will probably be way in the future, probably in Boruto Shippuden, or probably when Boruto Shippuden ends, I won't even be surprised if it's like the last episode of Boruto Shippuden, but Sasuke and Naruto have agreed to fight again. And this is like a very interesting thing, man, because a lot of people do argue who is stronger now. Is Naruto going to be stronger? Is Sasuke going to be stronger? And it's going to be a very interesting thing to figure out, you know, who is stronger 3 years later after the time skip. You know, a lot of things could possibly change. A lot of people feel like Sasuke is not stronger because Naruto has 2 arms. Obviously, a lot of things could change. Sasuke possibly possibly get another Rinnegan, Sasuke could possibly get another arm, things like that. And that fight would just be interesting. I'm really hyped to see that fight. I might even make a full other video explaining or talking about that fight, the potential of seeing that fight. And one thing I will say, that fight might be more hyped than the Boruto versus Kawaki fight, which would be amazing. But obviously that's operating under the assumption that Naruto and Sasuke will still be alive by that time. But the one last thing I want to talk about, and it's pretty much like a disappointing thing, I was really disappointed with this episode in terms of the work ethic. I just personally feel like this episode was very lazy. As I said earlier in the review, I think it was a good episode. I think it was an episode that a lot of people wanted to see, but I feel like there could have been a lot more stuff added to this episode. For example, we could have seen the Hinata fight. We could have seen Himaware's reaction to seeing Naruto being blasted away and taken away. We could have seen the explosion where Naruto actually took the brunt of the attack. We could have seen Urashiki open the portal so they could all escape, things like that, and we just did not get to see it. The only thing that we really got to see was a lot of flashbacks. I feel like the flashbacks could have been supplemented by all these interesting scenes that we didn't see in the movie, and now it turns out we're not going to get to see it in the anime. I feel like a lot of fans out there are probably going to be disappointed about that, and it's really disappointing to me mainly because they had an extra week to animate all of that, and I just feel like it was kind of lazy. Of course, as I said, it was a good episode. It was an episode that everybody expected. I feel like it was great animation and everything like that, but I just feel like it could have been a better episode, if you guys know what I mean. But let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comment section below. But it's been your boy Baara, and we out.
For my city, I'm the youngest nigga reppin'. Oh my God, if I die, I'm a legend. Oh my God, if I die, I'm a legend. I'm a first.